Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Big Chief Outdoors. Today I was going to show you some of my crankbaits and how to use them and stuff. And I actually went fishing earlier this morning, but we've had a lot of rain lately and the lake looked like chocolate milk. So I didn't get any hits whatsoever, and so I figured today I'll show you my crankbaits and also how to fish them and use them. This is my cat. She likes to go fishing too. Here are the crankbaits I've got. These are lipless cranks, jerkbaits, deep divers, square bills. These are trolling crankbaits, Rapalas, Crawdad Crankbaits, fish imitating crankbaits, and mini cranks. So the first ones I'll do will be the Rapalas over here in this corner. Every Rapala is made out of wood, balsa wood, and they have a distinct style that they swim. They go like this. They're supposed to imitate a wounded fish, which is why this one looks like a trout. This one over here is supposed to look like a rainbow trout. I have some that are just look like shad. I have one that looks like a bass. This one's jointed. It's a perch color, killer for walleye and pike. They come way bigger than these. I don't really use Rapalas all that much, but these jointed ones are great for that sort of thing. And these are Crawdad Crankbaits, excellent for smallmouth, especially in rivers. The only problem is they get snagged sometimes. You lose a lot of them in rivers, so probably like grubs and stuff work better because you can buy those a whole lot cheaper. And these, most of these have it's like a little metal BB inside. And they rattle when when you're retrieving it back in, and they feel like this. And the bill here bounces along the bottom, so if there's like rocks and stuff in the river, it'll bounce. Looks more like a actual crawdad underwater. This is a big one. I've actually never fished this one before. This one, fire tiger color. Smallmouth love this color, and it's a big crawdad, deep diver. So I don't really fish this a whole lot, but it's a good lure for smallmouth and stuff like that. And over here we got the mini craws. These wide range of fish: crappie, bluegill, bass, trout, even. This one right here, I've had bluegill, crappie, and bass. I've caught them on this. This one looks like a little shad. And one thing you'll notice on crankbaits is right underneath the lip, they all have this red spot. And that red spot is supposed to imitate dying fish. And the fish can actually see that. And when they see that and the way it swims, looks like an injured fish, they will come up and hit it. This one's supposed to look like a little crawdad. These two are probably my favorite mini cranks. These little rebel cricket hoppers. I've caught so many bluegill and bass on these cricket hoppers. This one's pretty marred from it. This one right here is just a different color. That other one I showed you was a fire tiger. This one's it's a green cricket hopper, and they all, color matters, but for some reason these suckers right here, they just catch fish like crazy. In the middle here we got the fish imitators. This one is supposed to look like a mad tom, which is a certain type of river fish. It's got this big BB right here on the lip. It's a deep diver, rattles and stuff. It bounces along the bottom. This one right here is bluegill color, rebel square bill. Now there is a difference. See this bill? That's called a square bill. And square bills don't snag as easily as rounded coffin bills. They'll hit the bottom and they'll just bounce off the bottom, whatever way it comes in, bounce off logs and stuff. And round bills, they dive deeper usually, and they have a tighter wobble, meaning square bills tend to do this a lot, cut around, dart around all over the place. Round bills tend to stay in a single pattern, but they can get snagged easier. So it's usually either your personal choice or wherever you're fishing at for the type of bill you want to use. So over here we have, this is a bill dance lure actually. It's a fat-free shad. It's just a big crankbait here. Usually used for trolling. Probably dives about 10 or 12 feet deep, I would say. This one dives, I'd say 18 to 20. Just a gold color. This is handmade by someone. I bought it at a yard sale a while back. But I've never used this. I don't do a whole lot of trolling, but if I ever do, I'll probably use this. It's got a big rattle in it and stuff. So, and over here, this corner is probably my favorite of the crankbaits, or the square bills. This one's Fire Tiger color. See, it's got the orange line down the middle on its the bottom there. Great for rivers. Caught a lot of bass out of rivers. This one I've never used before. It's pretty funky looking. It's fat in the front and it gets skinny as it goes out the middle. Big square bill there. Makes it easier to bounce off rocks. They have a wide wobble. I wouldn't really use these in winter because fish prefer a tighter wobble during the winter. If you want like a coffin bill or something like that. This one's another Fire Tiger color. Fire Tiger colors work really well. And there's my cat again. So you want to use, and they all usually have a rattle in them, so you want to use that for, you know, spring, summertime fishing. These are skinny deep divers. They've got the big coffin bill on them. This one's another Fire Tiger color. They dive really deep and they just go back and forth like that. This one dives super deep. I'd say past 20 feet. It's like a gamatsu or something like that. And I've never fished this one, but you know, they all usually have a rattle in them to just make it that much more attractive to the fish underwater. This one, Fire Tiger too. You can see I like my Fire Tiger colors. They just have always worked for me in the past and stuff, so I always tend to buy stuff in that color. These are called jerk baits. They usually have a little bill, a smaller bill on them like this one. This one I got at Walmart for like $2. Can't wait to use it this year. This one looks like a shad. Should catch some nice bass on it, I would think, once it warms up a little bit. This one you actually use for smallmouth on the river. It's this Rebel Striker. It's got the bleeding spot in front of the bill on this lure. It's got silver and then the blue on the back. Really reflective underwater in rivers. And then over here, the last section of our crankbait are the lipless cranks or rattle traps. This one, the gamatsu, flared. It's got this little lip on it. It's supposed to look like a fish. Most of them don't have that, like these. This one looks like a bass. See, the rattle traps, they get their name because they have a whole lot more BBs than like any of these do. So they always have lots of rattles in them. This one looks like a bass. This one looks like a crawdad. And these, they're weighted a little bit. So when you cast it, they'll sink like this, and then you just reel them back in and they'll wobble. And they'll rattle the whole way back. Drive some bass crazy. This is like a mini crank. Little bleeding shad color. This red spot's on its butt. And right here on the front. This is good for like little fish like crappie. I've had hit this. Bluegill even I've had hit it. So wide range, different sizes and stuff. Pretty much the same for all these crankbaits. They all have different sizes. Attract many different kinds of fish and stuff. So, well, I thank you for watching this video today. I'm really excited about the next video, which is a fishing stereotypes video, which that'll be really fun, I hope. And hopefully you guys will stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe.